Hello everybody and welcome back to Alma. So we are just going to we've got these 2,000 litres of goat's milk, so we're going to go put this into the dairy, and as we're going up there, the butter and the cheese is all ready to be sold. So we are going to go and sell that at the same time, so let's just avoid that trigger. And if we go to here, because I can't remember which way around I have it, but obviously I know one of them's definitely... I can't remember whether it's the cow's milk that's doing the butter or whether we're doing goat's cheese. Anyways, I can't remember in the slightest. But right, so if was it U? No, so it's Y to undo the trailer. Let's try to find, right, so that's how we want to be on that one, and on this one. No, I don't want the whole thing empty. I would prefer just to be that left-hand side. There we go. Now we can hop into here, and these have... I'm sure I stacked these better than how they are here. But, right. So we will get on. We'll get all this loaded up. The strawberry yogurt, that's going to go as well, because that's ready to get... That's, I think, I'm now certain that's a decent price. So let's put this onto here, and then yeah, this will be the last bit of money in from selling products this year, I imagine, and then we are going to look at buying the combine, so we know that we've got that all bought and ready, and I can finally reveal which one I've decided to go for. And then for our strawberry yogurt, 8,000, including the environmental bonus. Right, now let's go to the store, and that brings us up to 1.225 million, which we're about to go spend it all. I do want to see, is there a grain mill on this map? Because if there is, that is something that once we've got the sorghum in the ground, well, once we've got the sorghum harvested, that's something that we are going to very much look towards getting. Our wool, that's going up massively in price, which is brilliant. So let's go to here, grain mill, yes. And this is where we can start to look at maybe doing popcorn, because popcorn just needs dry corn and butter. That's annoying. We could have done popcorn this time. Right, well, we're going to have to just wait on that one then. But the grain mill. So, yeah, so we can do corn flour, which we need corn flour for the bakery. Is that right? Oh, fine corn flour. Oh, yeah, you can do that there. Pizzeria, so we've got everything for the pizzeria bar flour, popcorn, obviously buttered popcorn and normal popcorn. I'd imagine the buttered popcorn will be slightly more expensive. So yeah, so really once we get the grain mill, it really opens up everything for us. So that is going to be something that we are going to look to lease. But here we go. We are going to go, that's a big header, 13 meters. We'll just bear that in mind. Let's go combines. And let's go all the way down to the bottom, I'd presume. So we had a John Deere. I was going to stick with John Deere, but I've decided we are going to have a bit of a change. So this is where we're going. £740,000. We need the long pipe on it. I also want to... How do we go? Sure, we can go tracks, crawler tracks. Look at that. That's awesome. So we can do 20,000 litres in here. We've got our crawler tracks on, 775 horsepower. Just look at that. And I think this, I presume I should say, I think this is very in keeping with the American sort of maps, as it were. So we're going to buy that. That's cost a lot of money. And with buying that, if we go combinations, we should be able to. Yeah, the 15-foot header, which we can go with the transport wheel like that, which helps. We'll go US design. So we'll buy that. So that's another 147,000. Our money's slowly going down really quickly here. 12.3. Is that the one that's in the sale? No, that's... Anyways, we'll have a look. So the to get the actual case one, that's 10 meters. I do have, however, I'm sure I put some modded ones in. 12.5, 13, 15, there we go. What are these ones? So I think the only real way, if we went for the 15 meter one, it does fold up somewhat. Let's go double PTO. So that's another 148. So we've gone from over 1.2 million to now 162,000, all in one spending spree. But geez, look at that. I mean, like I say, we've gone all case by that. But I wanted to make sure we had the biggest. And I'm hoping that is the one that I had on. I may just have to have a look on the mods I've enabled, because I'm just seem to believe that we had a case mod somewhere. No, they're all the case headers that we have installed. I think they're the biggest ones that you can actually get as well in the game so far on Mod Hub. Right, let's turn this on. Oh, I was so excited to use this. I've never been much of a case fan, but I do think it's right to try keep everything sort of as realistic to the place as possible. So let's put that on, and then we should be able to, if we reverse onto here, like so, we'll be able to take everything back, and so the auger doesn't touch, which is brilliant. So let's just spin around here. We'll have to bring a tractor up to bring our planter back. Just look at this machinery here. We shouldn't have to invest really too much. Well, combine we're completely done with now. We don't need to do anything on that regard. Planter wise, completely done. It would just be getting a seeder next. Well, a drill. But it all depends which one to go for. I do prefer to go with the direct drills, which can do fertiliser. It does make life a lot easier. This is going to be interesting. I hope no cars are coming. And this bus is going really, really slowly. We'll put our beacons on. And I will see you when we get back. Don't turn the... We're going to have to go through like this, aren't we? Please don't stop. Just keep going. Why have they done that? Right, come on. I'm going to ram into your car. We're stuck. That's annoying. Are they going to go yet? Come on. Right, I'll jump cut this. So what I'm going to do, because there's some dried corn left to sell, we're just going to leave this in the middle of the yard here. We will go find... So let's just turn you off. We don't want to waste... we don't want to rack the hours up whilst you're not doing it. So here is the 8R. We'll pull this round to get this onto our trailer, and then we'll need to find the 7R, which I can't quite remember where that is at the minute. But let's reverse onto here, like that, And let's find the 7R, which is around the corner here. So we'll take that off. That was a bit of a disaster, wasn't it? Putting the sprayer on, loading it up with liquid fertiliser, and then that field didn't need anything. And what we will do is we'll put these onto, well, we'll put one of these onto Follow Me, so that we can then take both of these up. It means we can sell the dried corn and we can bring back our planter at the same time. So let's leave that there. I'm hoping this will go to the 7R. So right shift F. No, you're not wanting to do it? Is it right shift F? Right control? No, it's gone on to the case, I think. There we go. The John Deere 7R. So right, there should be a worker in there now. We will get this up there. And like I say, we will sell the dry corn. We will then get the planter put on, and we can bring all that back, and we can actually load the planter up now. Don't drive into my brand new combine. That would be disastrous. Well, right, we'll go get these jobs sorted as quickly as possible. Our worker in the van, he'll be the most annoyed because he's at the back of two tractors. Right, you'd have noticed there, so I put the wide tyres and wheel weights onto the 7R, and I've also upgraded the 8R's engine to the maximum possible, so that's now 450, which means that I've got the planter on the greenhouse, which does mean now that we can use the planter with both the 8R as long as I can't quite reach there, can I? Both the 8R as well as the Magnum, which will be very beneficial. So let's just try. I'm sure we should be able to load this up. We're going to start filling up the... Oh no, I was just about to say we'll start filling up the tractor with diesel with where we're parked. But we'll get this loaded. We will then pull it round to the liquid fertiliser. By the looks of it, we're going to use up all the seed in here, which is good because I do want rid of all this. So that is that one. Now if we pull to here, just do not fill up with fertiliser, please. That would be most annoying. Seeds, yes please. Right, let's just take these off workers for now. It was about 20,000, was it 20,000 pounds in dried corn? Which next time we do that, we should be able to do it for popcorn. We are also going to have to load up this trailer at some point. So leave that there. Let's go to our van. Okay, he's now no longer driving, which is good. Let's go to here. We're going to have to drop the planter off. So this is the only machine that we can't use the planter unless we look at upgrading this engine. But what I would like to do is, I think the next machinery to buy will be a wheel loader, and have a look at what we can do there, because we do have, which I've installed a lot of FS Miners mods, which is predominantly because I would like to try use Terraform. Yeah, so instead of using the landscaping tool to level off, you know, go get one of these big dozers, you know, so that we can, whenever we want to build sheds or do anything on that regard, we can do it a bit more realistic. But yeah, anyways, where I was going with that was we've got a load of FS miners wheel loaders, so they may be worth using. It's a liquid fertilizer. This will take a bit of time, so we can leave that like so. We want to now jump into here. What is that actually left to do? Because I think we can't plant anything. Next month is only cotton. But if we go to animals, how much slurry have we got? We're almost 50,000 litres of slurry. So I think we're probably best. We'll go put this onto the slurry tanker. There's no wheel loaders in the sale, is there? No. We'll go put this on the slurry tanker. If we rest, we can then go try and we can then go spread some slurry. And if we're lucky, there may even be a wheel loader in the sale, which means we can then buy that, because the greenhouses will just have a look at how much manure they have left in them. So let's put this on like so. We can get that filling with slurry. Let's go to the house, visit, and yeah, we'll rest, and I will see you in the morning. I absolutely love Celebuki, his maps and what he does. I think he's fantastic. You know, like the shape barn, I think that's his mod or his design, as well as all the other ones, and obviously the map is phenomenal. The one thing that I wish he would change is, as you can see at the top right, it said there's no more space for wool and there's no more space for milk. If these triggers were just that little bit bigger, it would be brilliant. You know, then you wouldn't have these problems. So, but who am I? I couldn't make a map. I know I downloaded Giants Editor thinking, oh, I'll have a look and just see what it's like. Wow, it was confusing. So anyone who makes mods or maps, like, a lot of respect, because I know one thing I couldn't. What did I do? I spent about an afternoon just fiddling around and playing with it, and just even putting a field in the ground was hard work. And what did interest me, and I could be completely wrong on this, is I found, and this is with me knowing very, very little, trying to do the likes of landscaping, so when you've got a completely blank map and you're trying to lift the ground up and all that sort of thing, I can't understand why it's not like it is in the game. You know, you just got to do little bits at a time, which, because I quite enjoy in the game, and this is why I thought I'll give it a go, is the landscaping is very easy to do. I think it's easier to do than what it was in 22, and from what I gather, was in 19, I don't think there was landscaping, I think. I'm sure I'd seen that somewhere. I want to say it was in one of Mr. Seeley P's videos, watching that very early on, but that'll be a while ago now. I better just put that single one on the front, otherwise where I'm going to put these I won't be able to get it out. Yeah, I was surprised that you couldn't do it as easy as that. But right, let's put this onto here. Like I say, we'll go check our slurry store, because there's 47. I think that tanker of ours is 18. Also looks like we need more food for the cows. But yeah, so slurry's 18, so there should be overnight, what we're going to say, I'm going to guess there's going to be 35,000 litres of slurry plus what's in the trailer. And I think I may even be underestimating at that. Let's have a look. Slurry. Okay, that's 10,000 off, and we've got the 18,000 still in the trailer. So let's go through to. That's the point. What's our timber mill like? Well, we're up here now, so we can go 73,500 of wood. Let's put. Oh, these must not all be in the trigger. Wow, we've got some wood building up now. I'm just trying to think, is that something to do this episode, or is it something to do for the beginning of I think for the beginning of the next one. because I'm very conscious that we are doing a fair bit of wood at the moment, so I don't want everyone to be sick of it. But I also do want to. I want to find a really nice forestry map and do wood on there. But one where the sell point and because is it the Palatina map, which is a beautiful map. The only thing I don't like about it is the shop and. Right, that's all timbering. The only thing I don't like about it is the shop and your sell point are a fair way away from where, anywhere decent to sort of do the wood. It's a beautiful, but it is an absolute beautiful map. Right, let's. Oh, I paid leasing fees on that, didn't I? And I didn't need to. Let's go round to. That's full of. This is what we want. And before I forget, let's. Leasing, let's get rid of that. Okay, I shouldn't have put myself in it. Let's return that. Let's return this. So there's no more leasing fees to pay on any of that. Let's find this 18,000 litres. As I said, that's going to be a soybean field, the one that we've ploughed out the tram lines, so it'll be in the one next to it. I think that's where we're going to put sorghum. So I better just have a quick look at this, because sorghum will need fertiliser, soybeans don't. I'm sure I've already said the plan for the fields, but I can't remember what they were now. So that was corn, that was corn. So we need, oh, we've also got this one here. So if 3 goes in, that's ploughed, so I don't really want to be putting, so yeah, so that can be, 5 can be corn. 32, do we need another field? What's that, 168? And that's got nothing in. I think we need another field here, because that's going to be soybeans, is field number 1. We need a field of sorghum, which that was soybeans last time. So I did 3 for corn. And what's 5 is 8 acres. That's 7. So if I do 3 and 5 for corn, I can do 5 for sorghum. I don't know what I'm going to do 8 for, but 8 looks like that still has tram lines in it. We'll go to field 8, we'll spread slurry on there and we can check for the tram lines, because if that still has tram lines in, we'll then go get our plough and then we can plough them out. Well, that is the majority of the slurry now out. I think there could be a couple hundred litres there, but we're not going to worry about that too much. It does make me think, once we fill these greenhouses up, would it be worth getting a manure spreader? Because our manure pile must be building up somewhat. We'll go have a look when we go over there, just to see. So if we pull up here, you can see our our bucket soon is going to be lost into this. There's 120,500 litres of manure in here. So, I don't know, should we let it build up a bit more before we do anything? But let's find this. We'll have to take this now back over to our maize field so that we can then get these tram lines ploughed out in there. But I'm adamant I can't see any in that field, so that's alright. And we'll just have to make sure and have a look at the soybean field, see if there's any there. And whilst we're on with a plough, this ground here is fairly uneven, so we could plough all that into that field to make it bigger. It's just food for thought, just to try and make sure that we're utilising our land as much as possible. But can we see if we just, whilst I've mentioned, okay, so that's definitely got tram lines still in it, so this will also need ploughing out as well. Or which I think then, if that's the case, we'll go do the soybean field now, because we haven't been in that field for a while and we've just done slurry over there. So I think just to change things up slightly, that's what we'll do. So I'm going to take this down to the cornfield, or what was the cornfield I should say, and leave it there, so that, because I always struggle in between episodes to remember what we're doing in the last. Sometimes I've even got to watch the ending of the previous episode, so that I can jog my memory to where we are. But yeah, so I'm going to leave this down by the cornfield, so that this is a job to do. I've decided I'm not going to touch the manure until we have a wheel loader. Because as much as you've got the trigger next to the muck heap, oh, that's nice. I thought the tram lines would start and go from here. But right, let's leave that there and that can start unfolding. As much as I'll be able to show you in a second. Here, you do have the trigger. So if we were just to pull the trailer up and press R, we can just fill up here. But I'd much rather load up properly. So we're not going to spread this until we have a wheel loader and a manure spreader that we own ourselves. We can't forget that we also have soybeans, so there's £117,000 worth of soybeans to sell just before harvest, and there is the wool, which that should be over, well, a fair bit more than what it is now for May, so that's going to keep adding to what we need. And so if we go to here, so February, if we were to move on again into March, we still can't do corn, we can't do soybeans, we can't do sorghum. So March we can get that that cornfield ploughed out, and we can also, if we get that field ploughed out, and we'll have the animals to feed, definitely the cows. Sheep are fine, but we may have to, and I know I said this, we may have to buy a bag or two for the chickens, because they will be processing a fair amount of, well, they'll be going through a fair amount of food, I should say. But anyways, on that note, I would like to just say thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the video, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye for now.